All right, so here is the new motorcycle, the KLR650. We did have an FJ09, that was my dad's bike, but he didn't like the power that came out of it because, you know, it is the same thing as that MT09. It's got a lot in it, it's very peppy. So he decided he wanted something that's still big like the adventuring style, but he wanted something with less power that wasn't going to surprise him as much. So we got the KLR. Definitely not a very powerful motorcycle. It weighs about 432 pounds, which is the same as that thing. Now, it does not feel 432 pounds. It feels a little over 1,000 pounds. All the weight is centered up here in this big 6-gallon gas tank that is huge. This has only about 3.7 gallon gas tank. And just like lifting it up and moving it around, this is so light, man. I can push this all over the place. Speaking of, I'm just gonna go ahead and park it. But this thing does not feel like 430 pounds. I can move that 900 around so easily. This thing is so, standing it up, just like, oh my gosh, why does it weigh so much? It's so big, it's so heavy. All right, anyways, so, it's kind of cool though. It's got these, they look huge for some reason. I think that's 21 and whatever the normal size is for dual sports. It's got a nice little thing in the back. It has rear passenger pegs, so I guess there could fit a rear passenger right here. We're gonna get a saddlebag to go right here and maybe a tank bag. It's very basic. This dash comes off the KLX650, so it's really basic. It doesn't have a tachometer or anything like that, but it does have a fuel gauge at least. Some bikes nowadays are really missing that, like my 701. Let's see. Yeah, big 650 motor. Makes like 40 horsepower, 40 torque or something. I'll put the numbers up somewhere. Yeah. We've already had it out and about, obviously. So, kind of know what it's like already. I took it through mud. It can do mud. No, it can't. It's too heavy. Alright, sitting up on it. Seat height looks like about normal size for a dual sport. It's very tall. I can, I'm 5'7". I'm tiptoeing on both sides. It's not bad, you know. Once you're up here, the weight's not awful. This is actually the first time I turned it on. I've only ever ridden it with it already on. So that was longer than I thought it would. Whatever. Alright. Very new. 103 miles. It just tractors. Like, this is where the clutch engages, right about here. Just yanks you forward. I think there's like 5 gears in this. So, of course, it is a adventure bike, dual sportish. So let's start off by taking it off-road a little bit. I will say, I went skateboarding 2 days ago or something with my friends, and I fell on my ass really hard. So it feels like I broke my tailbone, but I probably didn't, obviously. And so standing up and sitting down hurts a lot. Like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I can just do everything in first gear, obviously. It is longer than I would expect it to be. First gear is. I don't think there's any ABS whatsoever because I can slide the rear around on this. I don't know what trim it is. I will again put that up and how much it cost. But yeah, so like I said, we also traded in a FJ09. It's like an MT09 Sport Touring, so it has a windscreen and everything. So I unfortunately did not get to make any videos with that one. I was going to, but then I just kind of forgot, and I cannot sit down because my butt hurts. And yeah, unfortunately. But now we have this to make videos with. That'll be fun because I've got a KLX650 Dual Sport, and so that KLX650 Dual Sport and this thing, we can go places with those. It'll be fun. Oh, this is great off-road. Great for how big it is. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't have said anything. I just slid out there. But that's fine. It's just a big bike. What do you expect? Going through sand especially. Switching to second gear, just... Alright. Oh. Oh yeah, just tracked it right up the hill. Oh shoot, let's take it on a jump. Alright, we got a jump right here. See how she do. That was awful, I went so slow. Whatever, we'll go with it. So I personally like really technical terrain and stuff, and this bike kind of seems like it wouldn't do too good on it. So that's why I like dual sports more, because they're smaller, lighter, dirt bikey, but I can still go places. But if I ever want to, I can go off-road with a dual sport. But this one, I don't know, I kind of lose that whole technical factor. I don't know. I mean, I'm doing everything standing up, going low speeds. That was kind of sketchy, though. Alright, we're going to hit one real jump before we actually get on the road. So I'll cut to that. Alright, here we go. The jump. Barely. Alright. Let's see how it does on the road.
Hey, so this is Morgan in the editing phase of this. The audio was really bad because I had the mic sensitivity too high, so it was like really picking up on my voice and the wind, causing the mic to like not have a good time. So I'm gonna skip forward a couple sections to where the mic, the sound quality is a little better. And it'll be the highway test, okay? And then I'll put at the very end some of this stuff where the audio is not so good. So if you're really interested, you can watch till the very end to see all this stuff. But it's fine. It's fine. You got this.
This is a fun road that I like to really get on it with, but I don't think this bike can really get on it. So on it right now. Oh yeah, another thing. My left leg, really hot because of this bike. It only has one radiator, and it's on the left side. And it just happens to push the air right onto your left leg. So like my shin, it's quite warm. Alrighty. Heading on to the highway section. It's doing 80 miles an hour pretty well, actually. I thought it was going to be like a 75 or something the entire time, but no, I can do 80. So, I feel fine on the highway. You know, I'm not loose or anything. It's a pretty heavy bike. I was actually surprisingly shaky on my 900. I have a little more stable. But on this, like I was getting on originally, and there's a little bit of shake in it. But like, you know, it's not that bad. I'm shaking the bars there just to show shaking. That's not the actual bike. So. Anything over 80 though, yeah, it's not the best for it. It is on those very skinny dirt bike tires, so can't really blame it. I'm not going to go over 80 anymore. We're gonna go down to like 75. Again, I wish I had cruise control so I can just like sit there. It does this perfect. Like I said, I think this. Oh yeah, the wind. It actually feels pretty good. On the FCO9, they got a little windscreen, so it doesn't really have one technically, but you get pushed back a lot. This one, the wind is going over your head. I wish for a little bit bigger because, like I said, it's kind of roaring right there. But yeah, it's not bad. My arms are getting nice and cool. it's not too thick of a wind. But I mean, yeah, most of the wind is kind of off my body because of these giant things on the side. It kind of throws the wind off of me. Man, let's say I really want to pass this truck. I really have to because my exit's right here. Oh, it's climbing. Okay, it'll pass though. It'll pass. Okay, so this bike is pretty tall. So coming up to a stop, it's like tippy toe. We did dirt bike. We did. I'll go this way. Change things up. We did how it did off road. We did twisty section, and then we did highway. It can do it all. The do it all bike, right? Ah, my butt. I mean, it is a do it all bike, right? But it's a do it all pretty mehly, especially on the highway. Yeah, I guess the other thing I got to say about it, the gas tank, yeah, 6 gallons. Don't really know the range. I'll throw that up. But like how many miles per gallon it gets. Never trust gas gauge on any motorcycle. They're all wrong. It's really stupid. My KLX650 has this exact same dash, and right as it gets to the empty bar, like the very last bar on empty, that means it has half a gallon left. And it's a 2 gallon tank. So it has half a tank when it's at empty and flashing at you. That's just weird. And then same with the 900, it'll show like you're at half a tank, and then all of a sudden you're empty. It's just like, where did all that gas go? So always gauge by how many miles you got. So like, try and take your bike as far as it'll go. Hello, cop. Try and take your bike as far as it'll go before like you're uncomfortable with it going any farther. Then fill up. See how many gallons you put in it. Find your miles per gallon. And then like, you know, do a manual calculation. So if this gets, I expect 55 miles per gallon. And 1 second, concentration. So if this gets 55 miles per gallon, it takes a 60 gallon tank. It's like, what, 50 times 6? I'm not going to do that math. It's like 300 miles. I did the math. So that's what you could expect out of a bike like this, 300 miles. And we're at 130. But I don't know. I don't know if it gets 55 miles per gallon. That's just what my 701 gets, and they're both like 650-ish cc motors, so this thing is bigger and heavier, though. It's probably a little less. Or passing power. Alright, I think I'm gonna end it here, but if I have anything else to say, it'll just go ahead and start the video again. Okay, one more thing to say. The seat is actually pretty nice. It's more comfortable than other things. You can like sit on it for a while. I've been sitting on it this whole time. My butt has not been sore, aside from the fact that my tailbone is totally broken. And how would I rate this bike? Is it fun? No. It's very, for me at least, no. It's very slow. You know, it doesn't got all that pep I like from the other bikes I have. And it's not like a bike that you can just go through the gears with and whatnot. It's very heavy. And so like slower speed stuff, a little bit sketchy, but it's still doable. And once you get used to it, it'll probably be just fine. So don't let the weight throw you off from buying it. But I just myself like light bikes. That's why I really love my 701. Or any dual sport, really. Okay, that's all I have to say. Goodbye. Alright, so here we are on the road, and we look through these rear view mirrors. They are really good. They're nice and wide out there. Well, kind of ugly with how they're just like that circle thing. We're also just cruising here in 5th gear, because that's all there is on this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with it being split 5 gears, the gear spacing is like really strange. Because it can go really high in first, really high in second, and like normally first and second are kind of close together, right? So you have torque off-road. But this thing just has really longer than you'd expect first and second gear. Oh man, I cannot find a place to sit with my butt hurting. And along with the transmission only being 5 gears, it's also kind of a clunky transmission. Alright, my dad said he got it up there in 2nd gear. I don't know what in the balls he's talking about. Dad, this thing will not do anything in second gear. Here, we'll try one more time with this straight. Dad, you're lying. Oh my gosh. We'll check out first gear though. Barely. New bike, break it and drive. The KLR, very much a dad bike. It's just so lopey and slow. Hello, coming into my lane. It's just a very lopey and slow kind of bike. So it's not something like you can just take off with like right away, right? So anyways, speaking of that, we're gonna do a 0 to 60. Alright, see how that is? It just felt so slow to do that. Just like, alright guys, getting back in it. This will be the Twisty road section. See how it does here. Every single bump we go over, my ass hurts. I'm struggling a little. Bah. Oh, if I could only stand up for the rest of the ride. Speaking of standing up, I didn't go over this. It's pretty nice to stand up on. You can do it. Alright, sit back down now. Oh, the pain. What the fuck? Well, hey, let's test the KLR going up a ramp. Alright, so this thing corners just about as you think it would. It does turn. Yeah, it's not a sporty bike at all. It's just those brakes. Front brakes suck butt. I am yanking on them. Alright, one thing I forgot to check. Damn, neutral's really hard to get into. I'm gonna check that microphone real quick.